All right, now we're set. Oh my God, that was a
Finally.
nightmare trying to get all that going.
Is it just us right now?
Yeah,
Nope,
we're on
we're
live
live.
right now.
Oh,
We're
cool.
on live, so don't say anything dirty, Judy.
That's what I was checking on.
All right. Those of you who don't remember, again, we're New Jersey Paranormal. I'm John. This is Chris. Joining us. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Judy Hartke. It's been probably almost a year. If
Long
I
enough
was
for her
going
to write a
back
book?
trying to find. What?
Yeah, it's
Long enough for her to write a
it
book?
took me a whole year. Thank you for having me, you guys. Yeah, it's been about probably a year. And
How you been?
good. Yeah, life rolls on, stuff happens. You guys know, and congratulations. I'm really happy for you. It's a really big year for you with
Thank you.
wedding. Yeah.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that. After a few years of engagement or getting to know each
Few
other.
years, few decades. Try, not years.
Well, you
Some
don't
things are worth waiting for, Judy.
As
You
he
wanna-
says, the party's over. So
I never said that once. I don't know what you're talking about. I never even knew the party started.
There you go.
I always got to start taking out the garbage.
But Judy, for those of you who don't know, Judy's been on a few times before, and Judy came onto our radar because I was looking up different types of readers and things of that nature, and I found Judy, and Judy does something very unique in that she does spirit art, in which she can actually sketch kind of the image of the person she's not only connecting with, she sketches an image of them as well to try to, visualize, give you an image of who she's talking to, that's connected to you, loved one, friend. And I know there are a few other people doing that now. I see that more frequently, but Judy, God, we were doing this, 2-3 years ago. Judy was on and doing this. And she also does past lives readings where she also kind of can sketch out like a scenery of
That time
where
frame.
you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, during that life. I didn't get a good one. So
You didn't get a good one.
no, I'm sure there's a
You were
better one.
Peanut farmer
somewhere.
or something.
You kind of shuffled the deck and I picked the card and it wasn't one of my better past lives. So I want to redo.
Okay, anytime. Yeah, and I've actually I started just for a few friends because you can never really tell, but I've done a few like soulmate ones where you could take a couple and see where they were in their past lives together.
Oh.
But that one's a tricky one because not everyone I don't know, things are going to show up. So I haven't been doing that for a lot of people, but people I really know. And
how's that go? How's it work?
Ridiculously crazy. Like I'll
Seriously?
give you an example. Yeah, a friend of mine, I don't think she'll mind if I share. She asked me to do it for her. I knew nothing about her fiance really. I seen a picture of him. And it came in that he was he ran a prison in France back in hundreds of years ago. And across the way, this courtyard, she was this beautifully wealthy woman who was lonely and they fell in love. And so he was running the prison. She's wealthy and lonely. And they had this thing going on that could never be public or could never really go anywhere. And in this lifetime, she's like, you're not going to believe this. He runs a prison for a large military complex in the U.S.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
I mean, I have been suffering you life after life.
Yeah.
That's not very nice at all. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Maybe hundreds of times. Yeah.
I haven't read the book. We're going to talk about the book after we do the readings, if that's okay with you.
Sure. Yep. Absolutely.
I haven't read the book because I'm not a reader. Chris is.
I have been digging into it.
The reader.
Yes.
I'm actually an audiobook person. I'm actually listening to another audiobook for an interview we have to do next week and praying to God. There's not enough time in the shower to get through
That sounds dangerous.
a thick book because you can only spend so much time in the shower.
It just doesn't sound right, John.
Chapter.
You don't have like an AirPod in there.
I don't know. That's my listening time in the bathroom. I don't know. Again, TMI. Okay.
You get it
Let's
done.
get to the so we're going to do the readings first. We have Judy. Judy's nice enough to do demonstrations of what she does.
Well, we should kind of give a little background for new followers that we have. Just let her give a little background about herself with everybody that's watching.
Want to talk about the cow?
Yeah, cow tip.
The cow. just want to really abbreviate it because I feel like half the people out there have heard it a million times. But I'll
it's a story worth repeating, Judy.
Okay. All right. So where do I start? Should I start like at 5? I was raised in a foster home because my biological family had their issues, but they were all very metaphysical.
Oh, even I forgot the story. Now I'm remembering.
Seeing dead people. My mom was, she saw all kinds of stuff, and my dad was very, very Catholic and would send her off to, a psychiatric ward every once in a while, and then ended up giving her shock treatment. So it was rough. It was just rough for her and for him, and 5 kids in 8 years. And we ended up in foster care. And I went into a family that was very grounded and non-metaphysical. And I love my mom. I'm so close with her. She's the best. But when I was young and I was like seeing stuff and hearing it, she's like, no, you're not. You're not. So I pushed it down. And then I went into the dairy business as a nutrition consultant with the Commodore. Yep. Analyzing feeds and all kinds of things because it was very grounded. I trusted, farmers were just salt of the earth. I just tried to stay grounded, even though I was, out there and everyone around me in my foster family was super grounded. So I did that. And then after a while, leopard can't change his spots. I just started seeing light and all kinds of, beautiful views. And I'm like, well, I'll be a wildlife artist because that's grounded. It's animals. People are normal. Went off and was a wildlife artist for years, worked with galleries all over the country. Actually, yeah, all over the country. And then I ran into this guy who did biogenesis energy work. And I had a session, and in the session, everything just exploded. The voices and the, dead people and everything. And I went home and dead people were marching through my, house. I was trying to go to sleep and I kept seeing them. And just from there on, it just went, I ran into people like, do you want to open an office with me? Sure. And I got deep into it. And a friend said, you're an artist and you see dead people. Why don't you, can't you put that together? I don't know. So I was trying to put it together, and I would see a person that had passed, and I would just see their visual for just a second. And then you try and remember it and draw it. It's impossible. Like you forget how somebody's nose is in a split second. So I was in my studio doing a client's, session one day, and I was saying to the universe, I was so mad at, like, I know I'm supposed to do this, but I don't want to do it. I don't know how to do it. It's very hard. It doesn't work this way. And I just heard a voice say, put the pencil down. So I did. And I went across the paper and a face came in. And it was dead on match for the grandma. And so that's how I do it. I just put a pencil down and I run it across the paper and faces show up. And most of the time you tell who they are. Sometimes it's a little stretch. And you can teach it. I taught a class at Lilydale a year or 2 ago, and people actually were able to get stuff. They're actually able, and they're not artists. I mean, most of those people are not artists, but you can just do it. It's like we're I don't know, printers kind of.
Do you think people could identify with stick figures? Because that's about all I could handle.
You just got to let go, and you won't get a stick figure. Just let go.
Well, I remember now because I haven't. It's been so long that I've forgotten. And again, she went briefly. She went real quick through her biological mom. They thought, she was in a hospital because she was having issues, and they assumed it was mental issues, and she would hear things and see things. And again, back then, that's kind of probably where they leaned when anything paranormal or people with abilities, depending on where you were and who your family was. And Judy, like she said, was in a foster home and started having those same types of things. And of course, the adopted parents were going to be like, oh, okay, wait a minute. No, suppress that. No, because they were probably concerned. But that was a big part of her beginnings. And I found that fascinating when she first told it to us. And I still, after all this time, it really is kind of like a movie type of thing with you. That it happened that way. But real quick, as far as the information coming in, because we've done this a number of times. How do you get the information when you're doing a reading? Is it visual? Is it verbal? Is it feeling? Like what's coming through as you're reading somebody?
It's a great question. I see.
I have lots of them. Judy, in case you don't remember, it's been a while.
That's why you're so good at this. I get it in all different ways. I usually get visuals and feelings and knowing. And sometimes I'll get words. It's kind of a whole, like if you think of your 5 senses and you're sitting there thinking, what sense am I using now? It doesn't work that way. If you think about the couch, you can feel the couch. If you think about, hearing, you can hear something in the background. So it's just like everything's coming in and you're making a decision on what you're looking at.
And you have no idea what the relevance is of any of it. You're just giving the information.
I try to do that. Yeah. You get in trouble if you try to decipher too much.
Well, can I ask you a question too? But I don't want to get too sidetracked, but I often wonder why mediums seem more of a receiver than a CB radio or a cell phone or anything. It seems like the information comes in way better than it can relay back. Like if you couldn't sit there and go, okay, they want to know where you hid the money that, you know what I mean? Like mediums don't have that ability to just Q&A the spirits. They just are basically a receiver to what is given to them. Correct?
Yeah, that's great. That's another great question because it fascinates me too. It's the flow. I think the flow from spirit works, but when you start going back the other way, it pinches the flow off.
Right.
So I had someone in the other day and they were talking a lot and then they'd ask a question. Well, what does spirit say? Well, it doesn't work that way. You can't just turn it on and off. Spirit flows.
Right.
And you give everything and that's it. It is definitely trying to get stuff like through dimensions. They say through the veil, but it's through dimensions. And so there's not the opportunity to talk on the phone.
That's really strange to me that it works that way. But then again, we don't know how anything works. So really. No. All right, Chris, your turn for a great question.
I don't have one following you.
We'll continue.
Please. Okay. It's not possible.
I'm joking.
She's holding them for later.
So, no, she knows the book and all that better than I do. But so we're going to bring the first person on. I have to see who's back there. For that, I am going to need to switch.
I know Tanisha was back there.
Did you see her back there?
I did see her back
I need
there.
to switch to my glasses.
She was on. And who was the other one you were bringing on tonight?
Lorraine. So let me see who's back there.
Tanisha. You're up, Tanisha.
What's Tanisha getting?
I'm here.
I don't see you, Tanisha. Your camera's on.
My camera is on.
It was just on, and now it's not.
I just see a little blurb there.
Oh, that's not good.
They locked you out, girl.
They really did. Hold on. I'm gonna see if it works better for my cell phone. But I was logged in. I was so excited. I think I was logged in way too early, as a matter of fact.
Well, you probably were, but your camera, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Okay.
So Lorraine, if you're listening and you're watching, could you log on too? Because you're going to be right after. So I did see you back there. So we're going to take you off. All right. I'm going to take you off screen for 1 minute. Hold on 1 second. All right. I'm going to see who else. Right, there you go. Gotcha.
Okay, so I have to figure out my camera here too, you guys. I always struggle with this.
So Tanisha is there. We see her. I don't know.
There she is.
You can see her, Judy. Can we hear you?
Perfect. Yes, I can see Tanisha. How are you? Okay, this worked much smoother than it usually does. That's a good sign.
Tanisha, can you hear?
All right, give me just a second. I got to get a little light on here.
I can't hear you. We can't hear you, Tanisha. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We're going to have to get Tanisha off and hopefully she can log back on because we can't.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, awesome.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove
Us.
Chris and I from the stage, from the screen here.
Okay.
Just you and Judy are going to go back and forth, Tanisha, okay?
Okay.
All right.
And which one are we doing? Do you know which one?
This
Which
is,
one? You guys
Tanisha was
decide.
the regular reading, I believe.
The spirit art, the regular piece of people who have passed or past
Right,
life?
Tanisha, didn't I tell you that?
Yes, you said the art of people who passed.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right,
Okay.
so I'm removing us from the stage. If there's any trouble, I'll come back.
Okay.
Okay.
And there you are. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Give me just a second. I got to get a little light on here. All right. I can't see you though.
I and it's funny because it's like hard to hear from my phone, but I can hear perfectly from my laptop. So
Okay, there I can see you. It was the angle actually. I can see you and hear you now. If you just
okay.
don't move a muscle. All right. Ready? Oh, I lost you again. Okay. Well, I've got her picture, so I'm gonna start anyway and see who comes up. But it's gonna be a little hard if she comes back on. So you guys will just have to bear with me and see how this goes, because it doesn't work with distraction or interruption. There's someone here. Okay.
There we go.
So let's just try this one, and then maybe I'll do another one with her, because I lost you, Tanisha, and it is very much a flow kind of thing, where I can lose that flow if something shifts. And so we're going to see who we get here first. I'm actually going to go right down below and draw again, now that I've got you pretty solidly on the screen. Okay, so there's someone coming in here. I feel more male, though I always tell people that you'll want to, like, if I get 80% of this right, it's definitely in translation, not a printing or direct line to God. So if I get 80% right, go with that. Let me see. Okay, so actually they came in very similar both times. And I'm going to backstep on the gender. Right now, I'm not 100% sure if it's male or female, because they have like more of a vibe of loving. Well, not that men aren't very loving, but women can be more emotive and men can be more stoic. And I get a kind of an emotive person here, and I get I'm feeling like mom or grandma. I hope you haven't lost your mom, but there's definitely this beautiful energy of just overlooking you, caring. She's got a very unique mouth, and I feel like she had like the way she smiled, there might have been like little dimples around her. It's hard for you to see on screen, but I can see it here. And very attractive smile. She feels just, she might not have been quiet in life, but she's so peaceful and graceful, and like there's so much love here. Is that your mom, Tanisha, or your grandma? Oh, can't hear.
Can you hear Tanisha?
I lost a great mother about 8 years ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So that's what I get. You can see like this, which one am I looking at? Like a really attractive smile. And then she had eyes that were kind of deep set. I won't, they're like framed by which we mostly get when we're older. So that does indicate this person's older. Let me see what she's got to say for you, okay? Hear a little echoing. Hang on, if you can hold the camera still just a minute, okay? Just because it does affect the reading. Let me see. So she is showing me like yarn or multicolored something. So she might have been into heirloom clothing or making things or buying, if you go and buy different colored hats, like I just see multiple colored clothing or yarn or something like that with her. I feel like when she comes to visit you, which is they can come anytime in any place, but a lot of the times you're really busy and you move really fast, like you're always doing and always going. So she finds ways to wedge her time in visiting you, like when you're just taking a moment to breathe, which isn't very often, she shows me. Like you're doing one thing and then you're off doing another. It's also, you might not even be spending a lot of time at home. It almost feels like if she wants to catch you, she kind of catches you on the road sometimes too. Though she might not have been a huge traveler, especially towards the end of her life. I feel like that's when she feels your mind is in one gear. Because when you're home, it's in multiple gears, it feels like. So that's kind of what she's bringing in. Let me see what else I can get for you here. I think that's what I've got here. That's what I've got, Tanisha. The connection was kind of going in and out. But there she is, and I'll send John the digital picture. He can get it to you.
Wow. That's really, really cool.
Good.
So who was it, Tanisha?
It's my paternal grandmother because she has dimples on the side. I'm actually, if I could, I just want to show you this. It's an old picture of her, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at the mouth. I mean, it's hard to say or hard to see from here because it's a little bit distant. The mouth is what she focused on. Yeah.
wow.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Look
Did
at
you see
that.
it, John?
Yeah, I see it clear. Wow.
Holy cow. You didn't expect that, did you?
With that smile.
That's my grandmother.
Oh, she's
Wow.
awesome.
And she was a gentle soul. Yes, that's her. That's so cool.
Yeah, she's
Oh
awesome.
my God.
Well, I'm glad she came in for you.
I'm ecstatic. Oh my, that's awesome. I'm speechless.
It's pretty good. I mean, even the drawing was really good. I mean, the mouth is just
Yes, the
dead
mouth, the
on.
nose, the smile,
Yeah.
the way
Dead
the
on.
eyes are shaped. Oh my gosh.
And
That's
Tanisha, she's never
yeah.
met you. She's never seen you
That's the
before.
crazy part.
Yeah,
And I
well,
was trying to figure out who could it be. I had my great grandmother died 13 years ago, right before I had my daughter, and then my grandmother died 8 years ago. So that is her face. That is my little Lily's face. It is awesome.
That's something.
I I am I am done. I don't even know what to
Well,
say.
that's so, it's good though. I mean, again, she's done this a number of times for us, and you never know. I mean, we don't know. We just sit here and watch. And I mean,
Wow.
that drawing was pretty close as far as I could tell.
yeah.
Wow.
And you know what? You don't just have to tell people. Now you have a video to go along with it, Tanisha.
Yeah. And it came in twice the same time. Same face.
Same way, yeah.
What about her impressions of you in your life? Was any of that?
What about what?
The impressions, the colors, the knit, the yarn maybe.
So grandmom sold clothes. She would make us outfits periodically. But she did her own African garb.
Oh,
color.
Wow. That's crazy.
So, and hats. She was the minister of music at our church since the church was started. So she always had the fancy hats and veils and stuff. So yeah, I'm thank you. Thank you.
Now you know she's with you quite a bit, right?
Yeah. And I am always running. I never take a break. So everything you said was nail on the head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad you could do this, Tanisha. It was good having you on, and I'm glad that Judy touched on somebody in your family. That's amazing.
That's amazing. That
Look at
Just
Tanisha's glowing.
just send your check to me, and I'll give Judy her cut.
Yeah, my 10%. Or 5%.
oh my God.
Well, it was good seeing you, Tanisha. We're going to move on to the past lives.
Okay.
I'm glad
She's
I
absorbed.
thank you for allowing me to do this, and thank you, Miss Judy, for letting me know my grandma's been with me. That's awesome.
Thank you,
Wow.
Look at
Tanisha.
that.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care, Tanisha.
You
Bye,
too.
hon.
See ya.
Wow.
Aw.
Yeah,
Oh,
I should have reminded. Oh, my eyes are killing me. I should have reminded people to put their headphones on, because that does make a difference to prevent the feedback. I don't know if even Lorraine is
I
back
don't know if
there.
she came back there. Yep,
Oh,
right
there
there.
she is. Okay, I'm gonna. We'll take a minute though to pause on that.
Because that was big.
So while you're doing it and you're getting that information, what's going through your head as far as the person on the other side? I mean, are you sitting there thinking, I hope this is someone that they're familiar with along their, the chain of their family? Because you don't really know. I mean, it could be a great grandfather or an uncle, or right. I mean,
Yeah.
is it usually the person who comes through, or are they usually within a generation or two?
Usually they're in the close circle,
Okay.
parents, brothers, friends, kids, hate to say, but usually. But I try not to go there, because I try just to be the deliverer, and that is hard to do, because I've had, like, one guy came in for an hour session. I did 8 spirits. He knew none of them.
Oh,
Not a single one, and he was very kind about it. Didn't know a single one, and I kept wanting to quit. Like, we can quit. No, this is fun. I'll keep going. He took it home, and his daughter got the family pictures out and matched them all, and they sent them to me, and 4 of them or 5 of them are on my website as really good examples of a match, because
Wow.
that's how dead on they were. But he didn't see it, because it's a little tiny sketch. Until you put a
Yeah.
photograph next to it, it could be really
Yeah.
hard.
And I'm
But
glad she did that, because she matched up that mouth
that
Oh my
mouth,
God.
perfectly.
But
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
see how happy that made Tanisha?
Yeah, we like her a lot too. She's good people, so it was good to be able to do that for her.
She seemed awesome. Yeah,
So-
so I try not to think.
I guess that's a good question. Kathy just asked, have you ever had an occasion where no spirits came through?
Never. Mm-mm. There's no such thing. Mm-mm.
So there you go.
No, we always have people. There's always people. Even if we didn't know anybody, say we feel like we're alone, there's always someone.
She just said,
Tanisha just said, this made me feel great. Thanks.
Oh, that's lovely. That's great.
I'm going to take this up, and only what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw pictures of like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and tell people, well,
I have a
remember
funny
from
feeling
your
you'd be
childhood,
drawing
or your
Goofy a
parents
lot.
watched Disney.
We'll see you maybe once.
I was telling everybody on a we do a psychic fair every year, and we're doing one in September, and we get a bunch of readers together that do a bunch of different things. I was going to do the first ever Magic 8-Ball readings this year. See if I could, ask again later. See if I can get that going. First ever. I'll get my own TV show. You watch.
You might get people signing up for that.
I
You
think
know
they
what?
would. I would.
He would, Judy. That's the scary part.
Yeah.
He would.
I was in Provincetown in New York actually in the last few months. Sorry, guys, I was super busy. I'm gonna come to visit you. But twice I saw people writing poetry on the street. Do you see that? Where they sit with the typewriter and they'll give you free poetry. Just come up and give them your name and they write you a poem and you pay them.
See?
There you go. 8-Ball's like a step up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. So, take me through the difference between the process of trying to connect with spirit and connect with someone's past life. Is there a different mind frame? Is there a different process for you?
Yes, it's completely different, actually. I ask spirit a question for the past life. I literally ask them to show me a picture of their past life, and then I draw it. It's very straightforward. So I see a photograph in my mind almost, and I just draw it. And then whatever comes in around it. And usually it makes sense to the person. Sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. But 95% of the time, has a something that they're resonating with in this lifetime. Yeah.
How many, how many past lives do you think we have? Is it infinite?
I have no idea, but I'm thinking
I
if
hope
we're
not.
infinite, right? If we live forever, 100 of them would only be 1,000 past lives, right? Not even 1,000 past lives. Or I'm sorry, 100 past lives would only be 1,000 years. So probably hundreds,
So
thousands.
do you believe that's the soul's purpose, to just recycle, or do we eventually go to wherever,
I
heaven?
think, yeah, that's a good question. I mean, eventually we don't want to reincarnate, right? Like, I feel like we eventually get
I
there.
want to rest.
I don't know. I think I'm learning like one tiny lesson every lifetime. So who knows how fast you're learning? I think we get to go back to source or we get to go back to the next level, the next level, the next level, and then back to that source.
I think my past life GPS is broken, and I just get rerouted, and I'm never going to get to wherever
Maybe
we're
we're
supposed to go at the end.
You're
clearing a
right where
lot
you're
this
supposed
time.
to be, sir. You're right
You
where
think
you're
I am this
Yes,
time?
you
This
are.
is
Next
the
to your
really.
wife.
This is the big one.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You're where you belong.
All right. So I'm going to bring on Lorraine. Lorraine is another person that's been supporting us for a very long time and has been waiting a very long time.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lorraine. How are you?
Hey, Lorraine.
So Lorraine,
Well, thanks. How are you?
it would be better. I should have mentioned this before. If you had headphones, you might get some feedback.
I have my
But-
AirPods in.
Oh, good.
If that
See,
works.
Lorraine is prepared. Thank you, Lorraine. Not
You're
that-
welcome.
Should I dig out mine? Or are we good? Should
I think it's
I
good so far.
Okay.
Good.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
So, Lorraine, have you ever had a past life reading before?
I have not.
Who do you think you were in a past life? If you had a guess, what does your intuition tell you?
The
type of
only thing
person.
that I know, I was told once by a medium that there was I had a past life and there was somebody connected to me that was connected to me in my past life. That's the only thing I've ever gotten.
But
in
isn't
regard
that
to-
kind of the normal? Like people recycle as well that we meet in
Yeah.
every life.
Mhm.
Judy?
Yeah, my belief is, yeah, we have a soul group that we recycle, we kind of switch around roles. And I also feel other people are kind of visiting again, not necessarily soul group people. Yeah.
Well, I hope you didn't pay a lot for that reading, Lorraine, if that's all you got.
No. No.
All right. So what I'm going to do is same thing, Lorraine. I'm going to take us off screen,
Okay.
and you're just going to be on with Judy.
You're
And
just
she's
turning
gonna-
you over to Judy.
Start sketching, and then we'll come back on when everything's done. Okay?
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Okay. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I am just going to switch my screen to the drawing screen and then I'll draw your past life and then we'll see what comes up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me find my camera. There we go. So smooth this time. That is a good sign. Okay, Lorraine, let me see what I have here. I'm just going to take a moment and ask Spirit what we've got. Oh, really interesting. Okay. This is a really interesting one. It's going to seem a little boring at first, but I think there's stuff to be had here. I see you. This is probably one of your most recent past lives. I see you dressed really, really beautifully in flowers and pink and whites and very, genteel looking. And you're outside in a lawn. It's almost like a party, like I'm going to say 1800s probably, and aristocracy kind of feel is what comes up. So you are surrounded by the wealthy. You are wealthy. And hang on one second. Let me it's hard to draw and talk at the same time. Just want to see what you're doing here. You've got this beautiful dress on. You're walking away. Not a lot of drama here, Lorraine. It's really unusual.
That's nice to hear.
Oh, well, yeah. Usually there's just a little bit of drama somewhere, but and you've got like a parasol. You're holding it. And then there's a fountain over here. Oop, over here, you can't even see. So it's over here. Water going up. And then back behind is like a, I don't want to say a castle, but it's definitely an estate. Let me just draw this in a little bit better. Got something in your hands. Let me see what that is. Oh, give me just a second here. What do you have in your hands? It's money, which is very unusual. Okay, so you'll just have to imagine, because it would take me all night to draw this in, that there are lots of people around here, and I actually see a man of consequence. And what I get with this in your past life is you feel well tended, well taken care of. You've got these clothes on, but I feel like it costs you dearly to get them, to wear them. Like nothing was as it seemed.
Mm-hmm.
You were living kind of on the edge financially and somehow skating by it. I don't feel like you were married. I feel like you were kind of on your own. There is a man there that feels like he's probably part of your soul group. So you probably reincarnated with him multiple times. And he feels like he was someone that you cared about, maybe even loved, hoped would, sweep you off your feet and take you up into the sunset and solve everything. But I don't feel like it happened. And I see you with a little bit of money in your hand, and I feel like you're going to a servant to pay them to something cover for you somehow. Like not hand you your jacket when everybody's looking, because I feel like it was kind of threadbare. There was something you were paying them for to help you save face and stay looking genteel and wealthy when you weren't really. Okay. And in that lifetime, I feel like it was really torturous. I feel like it ended up okay. You somehow ended up in a good place. Like I see you in your later years, comfortable and well tended and not in that anxious state. But for years, I feel like years and years, you lived in an anxious state of trying to find your way in a very tough world and stay in that social stratosphere. In that lifetime, I feel like you learned a lot about, well, some of the lessons weren't fun and maybe weren't great, but you learned a lot about like self-control, feeling safe within yourself as much as you possibly could, given that the outside didn't feel safe, and relying on like spirit. It was one of the lifetimes where you really learned faith and you learned to really lean on it. So in this lifetime that you're living, number one, you probably either love or hate clothing that's got big flowers on it. Like, I just see like that, the flowery, old-fashioned, beautifully printed fabric. I feel like that's what you wore a lot of. So that's one thing. In this lifetime, also, you may find yourself repeating that pattern because I don't feel like you got it all the way out of your system and everything learned and nailed down with not necessarily feeling safe in the world or having everything, or having everything easily paid for or cash flow. Like I feel like it's just maybe a relearning on how to navigate a world that expects a certain level of visual when you're just like, I just want to wear my slippers and robe and not worry about anything. It's not a bad thing. I feel like you really are perfecting it in this lifetime. Like you're really figuring things out and what's important and what's not. And you are also learning that you are not going to depend on other people. You are going to be able to make it on your own. You're going to be able to figure this out, without thinking that you have to find someone to keep you going. And also with the fountain and the place I see in the grass, you might be like a little, like Downton Abbey, if you've ever watched that, you might be like a little repelled by that, or you might actually be fascinated, because I don't think there's an in between there, because I feel like you might have been feeling longing to belong there, but never felt that you belonged there. And that might leave you with like, oh my gosh, I never want to step foot on that. Or it might leave you with, oh gosh, finally I get to like really enjoy looking at this stuff without feeling lost. Does that resonate at all?
100%. You're spot on with everything. That's incredible.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great.
Wow.
Good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Wow.
Do you have a
That's,
big colored dress in your closet?
I don't. I don't mind it, but I don't love florals and things like that. It's just not my style.
Well, depending on what happened, Lorraine, I was going to get the Magic 8 Ball if he needed it and give you a do-over, but that seemed pretty good.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
No, that was, again, 2 in a row. She does this every time we have her on. And the past life thing kind of, it fascinates me, but it's just, that like you said, those things kind of carry over, right? In every life, we have the same, like you said, soul circle, and I guess the same characteristics. God, am I saying that word right?
Characteristics, yeah.
Right? We carry all that over, it seems. If you're telling me she would like that then, and she has some of that in her now,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right?
it's a spiral, right? We learn and then we grow, and when we come back to that lesson, we're a little bit better at it. Like Lorraine was better at, in this lifetime, way better at all of those things that held her in such angst. She's better at it this time. And if she does come back again and she hasn't like reached the pinnacle yet, maybe you'll revisit that in another way and it'll be more fun, even more fun, not to have to struggle with that or stress about it.
What do you think of all that, Lorraine? The past life? Do you believe in it? What's your opinion?
I believe I'm open to just about anything. Like I said, I haven't had much experience with it, so it's kind of hard to quantify that type of thing. But everything that you said was fine. For example, like learning to handle things on my own and kind of feeling comfortable in a place where I might not have felt like I belonged. That's something that resonates with me because I grew up in a single parent household, and my dad died when I was very young, left my mom a widow with 4 little kids. When I got married, it was, it's very nice that you want to help out, but I need to take care of myself. I need to put myself in a position where, God forbid, something happened. I don't put myself in a situation like my mom was where she had to struggle. So that's interesting that it carried over from a past life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. That really is
Thank
how
you for
that
sharing
works.
that.
I mean, wow. It's like, anyway. Well, thank you for doing this, Lorraine. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Judy. That was amazing.
All right. We'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Look at you. 2 for 2 again.
Well, it's the energy here and the
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
That's incredible that the stories come out behind the past lives. Isn't that weird?
Well, I think the bigger picture here is
I had
the
such a
fact
crappy
that
past life though when she did mine.
even if she doesn't remember the past life, all of the things you're talking about resonate with her. They strike a chord within her.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part of it all.
Yeah.
So your past life didn't strike a
No,
chord
I
with
was
you.
looking for a good one, but
Like what? What did you think you were going to be, Buck Rogers?
I really haven't improved much.
Do you want to do another one?
What you say?
Do another one?
Yeah, give me another one.
Okay. Hang on a second.
Give me a good one. Come on, make me
Make you happy? Hang on a second.
This is going to be great for everybody watching.
Now I feel pressure here.
All right, yeah, feel the pressure. Don't give me. I don't want to be a cow farmer with manure again.
Yeah, let me get
something
out
like
of the
that.
way.
I want to be.
So she just.
Okay, hang on a second. Okay. All right, let's see what we get
Come
here.
on,
John.
good vibes. Come on.
Good vibes.
Get in here. Get in there.
Oh, I got so much
Pick a
pressure
good
going
one.
here. Might not be able to do it. Okay. Let me see, John. I'm going to ask to see it. Ooh, this one's interesting.
See, good one. Watching this.
Oh, you're not going to like it.
All right, I'm going to take you off screen until I like it. Until you draw a good one.
You're
You were in a zoo. And
Close.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be a.
He's close. It's like I hear the word money changer. To me, it's like a banker. So hang on 1 second. Hopefully it gets better, John, because I know you probably don't love this, but let me just see. Give me just a second. You're sitting at this desk and you're counting this pile of cash.
Oh, you're welcome, Lorraine.
I don't think it was that long ago either. You got your little armbands on your arm, you know, the style of, I don't know why they
Yeah.
were. Okay, so you're counting this pile of cash. I'm not going to get into too much
Okay.
detail
Yeah,
'cause
you don't have to.
Yep, and the bank is kind of behind you, and you were very, to me, I think the opposite of what you seem like these days, but very self-contained, very focused on the gold. Didn't let one slip by you. Like you counted, like your life depended on it. And I feel like the people in the town didn't really know you, and they didn't necessarily, um, you know, like when people don't know you, they don't stop by or support or whatever. So I feel like you live this life of like a little, a small bubble. And I feel in that lifetime, you kind of, oh gosh, you kind of learn to, I think it was actually important because it's funny money comes in two people in a row, but I feel that this lifetime you really, this last lifetime you really needed to learn what money was and money wasn't. So you got to a pinnacle of wealth, but it didn't feel great. It didn't bring you a lot. It's not like a lifetime where you had a ton of money and then you bought horses, well, cows, things that made you happy. It was more like you got all this money and it didn't do anything for you. You're still isolated, but you got it out of your system because I think you lived a lot of lives in poverty and struggle. And then this was a lifetime where it's like, okay, I'm going to have money. And how does that feel? Well, it's okay. I got a nice suit on. I'm sitting in a bank all by myself. It's cold and lonely. So in this lifetime that you're living now, it's not like there's the opposite going on or anything like that. I feel like it's more like I've had that. I feel really more balanced than I should because a lot of people are super uncomfortable with money. And you might not love money or you might not love not having enough or having too much, whatever, wherever you are. But I feel like you got a lot of itches scratched around money the last few lives. And this one was super important because it was such an extreme of having it, but not enjoying it. And it's not like the usual, you would think, oh, this person had a lot of money. They bought everything. They lived in a castle and they're still not happy. This was like, no, you just had it piled up and you didn't even really get lobster out of it.
I haven't messed up the rich one. I had the rich one and I messed up with it.
You were a
You want to
miser.
hear funny? I did work in a bank when I was in high school. I worked at a bank part-time for about 2 years.
Did you count money?
Yeah, every day I had to.
And you did
job.
the accounting
Isn't
on
that
the
weird?
job?
That's why when she said you're
Where we
sitting in the
met.
bank, I did work in the bank. I
did
actually
all-
liked that job a lot. And let me tell you what happened with that job. And for all of you watching, there was this older guy. I was like 17, 16 years old. And I'm getting sidetracked here, but there's a lesson here, past life lesson somewhere in here. This old guy comes walking in and he would never wrap his money. He would always leave it to be kind of wrapped and counted by this older woman who worked in the bank. She was on vacation, so I had to do it. Now, normal people had to come in with it wrapped and they had to give you a total. He never did that. So I wrapped it. I did the total, but I hit the plus button twice on the total, doubling his deposit. He knew it. I know he knew it. And because he looked at me kind of strange when I asked him, okay, that's the amount. And he said, oh, yeah. Well, there was a discrepancy. Christmas Eve, I lost that job because they asked him if that was more than he actually deposited. And he said, no, that's what I deposited. I lost that job on Christmas Eve.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's super interesting.
So that's probably why it carried over.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got screwed on the money train twice in my lives.
Well, you know, it's funny you had it when you were young as well. So you kind of were just cleaning up tendrils of that, and the spirit moved you right out of that job by someone who wasn't very nice.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
See?
You're done with that.
Still wasn't a good one, Judy. We'll try again maybe in 6 months.
You want to be a
You want to be wearing
Yes,
a dollar dress or
I
something?
I had money and I wasn't happy. How great is that?
Hey.
All right.
I'm the
Well, because you're money now.
Let's get to the book.
So this remarkable woman has done these readings tonight, also has spent the last year writing a book. You want to talk about the book a little bit, Judy?
Sure. So over the years, I've had so many really incredible stories through my clients, and I've had a few of my own. And it just led me to wanting to kind of write something about this phenomenon of soulmates and twin flames, because there's so much out there. And not that I have the answer to it all. I don't think any of us really have the answer to it all. But there was patterns, and I just came to these like conclusions of what it's all about and how people can heal, because I saw so many people in so much pain with these relationships where there's a soul connection and they can't stop thinking about them. Even some people, 60 years later. And so how to kind of break that cycle if you can, while still knowing and acknowledging that love. And some people do end up together, you too, prime example. But a lot of people don't. So I wrote the book, and a year went by, and I got distracted and never finished it. And then I went back to get it, and it was gone, completely gone. I've never had anything like that happen before. It was like 60,000 words gone.
Oh.
Yep. And so in the meantime, I had met someone who was very much a twin flame, and had gone through a lot. So there was so much more to add to the book because I understood so much more. And so I rewrote the whole thing in a year, started a year and a half ago. And this person actually encouraged me to do it. And so that's it. And, there's like kooky stories in there. Let me tell you one of them. I'll tell this one because I've told it a million times because it's blown my mind. Is a client came in who was a doctor, or she called me up. She contacted me. She was a doctor. Once a month, 225 doctors got together at a hospital for this session, 15-minute rah-rah session. And she was in her 30s, I'll say, old enough to know better. She's a normal person, not flaky. Not that flaky people aren't normal, but, she was good. She came to me and she's like, I was at this meeting and I heard a voice and it sent chills up my spine, basically. And I turned around and there he was. This is the person I know is my soulmate. I had a whole body spiritual experience. I was nothing. I don't even know what it was. I don't understand it. I need help. Like, what was this about? And so I said, well, I get it. It's your guy. And she knew it was her guy. And she says, well, how do I find him? I can't go door to door with all these doctors. They think I was crazy. So I heard in my head, have her join a dating app. And I'm like, oh my gosh, don't make me say that. Don't make me say that. And Spirit's like, have her join a dating app. And I'm like arguing. And then I'm like, all right, I'll tell her. So I said, got to join a dating app. And she got so mad at me. She's like, why would I join a dating app? I met my soulmate, the man of my dreams. I met him. I joined a dating app. That's stupid. So off she went. I thought I'd never see her again. And then a month later, she contacted me and she's like, hey, she says, guess what I did? I'm like, oh, what? She says, oh, I joined a dating app. I go, good. That's nice. She says, guess who was the first guy who contacted me through the dating app? It was the doctor. And she lives in a major city. So that was pretty amazing. John's just like, well.
Well, real quick, because have you seen the documentary on twin flames?
Mm-mm.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
So when I started reading Soulmate Twin Flame, the twin flame thing kind of sends a scary connotation after this documentary that they have about this couple who swindled people by getting them their twin flames.
Oh no! What's it
Yeah.
called? I want to see that.
It's called Twin Flames.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. They
Yeah.
kind of guarantee you they'll help you if you pay money to find your twin flame. And then they kind of force you to find a twin flame within their catalog.
It's a cult.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
But it was like when I started picking it and I saw the Soulmate and I started reading it, and I'm not going to give away things because I want people to read this, because the conversations and what I liked about what you're writing, before you start getting into the next segment, you give those little synopsis of people, you make it real. You give us like what you just gave us a sample of, and you do that with each one of the predicates that you're trying to explain to people. And it really draws you in, and it makes you understand on a much higher level of what you're trying to say. Like you can comprehend it, the emotions, the angst, the pain, the agony, or the joy that goes along with it. The other thing is, because I didn't get to read the whole thing, but I got through quite a bit. And again.
But what is the addiction part of it?
I
Well,
can't break from that. Like, you're like,
No, I'm asking her.
well, it isn't it? Because we live in a physical brain. Our souls are in this physical world with a physical brain, and dopamine and all these
We lost
hormones.
What
you.
happened?
Your
Lost
sound
audio.
went.
Where'd you go?
Uh-oh. I'm here.
I think I asked the wrong question.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're back.
Okay. Oh, that's weird.
Now you're on again.
Okay.
Was it you?
Oh, that me. I didn't do anything.
Maybe we got to move on to the different question.
I heard you for a second, then you were gone again.
Am I still here? Am I good?
This whole thing's cursed, Judy.
Am I good?
How
I'm
funny
not
is
supposed to
that?
talk about twin flames and
Hey,
addiction.
they
Oh,
I
hear
can't
her.
hear you.
They hear her.
Oh, they can hear her?
They can hear her.
Why can't we hear her?
I don't know why.
You guys.
That is the weirdest
Got
thing.
it. Hear her. We can't.
Sure.
Got it.
You do?
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
So the addiction part is that's the main reason I wrote it, is because it is, most of us in that situation don't want to hear this, but our brain is on the crack of love, of our soulmate connection. You know what I mean? The soulmate connection is or any really deep spiritual soul connection is really intense and more than what we would see with someone we just met and never had a connection with before. So that really feeds our brain a little higher energy and reward, and we can get stuck on that. Just like you can be in a love addiction or addicted to alcohol, you can get stuck on that, especially if they're not reciprocating or they don't understand the connection and they're kind of afraid of it and they're running. You get stuck in this, like, this is my soulmate and it's my only chance at love, and it's the only one I'm going to love, and it's the most I'm going to ever love. And I'm not saying that there isn't a little bit of truth in some of the feelings about how this love is a big, intense love, but we don't know what's in the future. So it's a lot about like what that addiction looks like and the different steps you can take to kick it and get yourself back, from that.
See,
And
it's interesting you say that, because the documentary we're talking about, this couple preaches that, look, that is your twin flame. If you think they are, they are. And don't stop until you help them recognize that.
Like, they encourage stalking.
Yeah, they stalk you and everything. Yeah, they really go.
You got to watch that one, Judy.
That's why you're.
But that's not what this is about,
No,
people.
not at all. That's why I was happy to hear that, because I'm just like, wow, you're kind of going the other way with that, saying, look, you need to recognize the addiction part of it. And even if there is a spark or a connection, you've got to know how to
navigate that.
Yeah, pull back from that and realize that maybe that isn't the one.
Because there's healthy love and there's unhealthy love.
Yeah, and it's not about either one. It's not about chasing them, and it's not about running or giving up or it not being okay. It's like, what is your case and what's going on in your situation, and what can you do about it? You can only do what you can do. You can only heal yourself. You can only love them and love yourself, but you can't make them do anything.
And I think that's what's really critical, because you even say in here about free will and about choices, that we all have the choices. And again, I don't want to give it away, because I really want people to read this, because there's a lot of really good points in here. But there's you're always giving samples of what you're explaining on a level that's easily associable, you can associate with and respond to. And that's what I like about that. And you tell this tale about this couple, about they knew that they were each other's soulmate or twin flame, but they knew they were in a situation that they both couldn't do it. It would destroy their morals and how they got through that. So these are things that are like every day. People who have obsessions with relationships, or they don't know how to deal in choices, this actually can help.
Thanks. Yeah. So.
Is that what you wanted to convey with the book? What was the message overall?
It was to help. It was to help people. Like, I see a lot of pain. I see a lot of people in a lot of pain. And I know a lot of therapists. Lots of my friends are therapists. A lot of my clients are therapists. And they want to bring in their spiritual element. Some of them, are awake to it. They get it. They want to help their clients with that, but they can't legally, at least in New York.
No.
And a lot of them don't have a clue. So I do have clients in pain and they want to see a therapist weekly, but their therapist is just downplays what they're going through. Oh, it's just love, you'll get over it, blah, blah, blah. And there's love that is just got more components to it and more depth than others. And so that's what it was about. It's like, yep, you're not crazy. There's this, these soul connections exist. Can't always get help in the traditional medical, counseling world. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But going for counseling, I highly recommend. It's not not a bad thing, but just basically letting people know they're not crazy and there is life after this if it doesn't go well, and there's life after this if it goes well. So.
And she makes some really good points about the whole aspect of what's missing in the full picture of healing people of different things. What I really liked, and again, I will say flat out, because I am going to continue to read this, because if anything that can engage me where I get frustrated or I get connected, and I did, when I speak out loud when I'm reading a book, I'm connected. And this is a book that's definitely going to get your mind twisting and turning and thinking about things you never thought about before.
Thank you.
So I suggest each one of you that you might want to check out Judy Hartke's book, Soulmate Addiction. And it's called Navigating the Power and Peril of Love's Eternal Bonds.
So Judy, how do people get in touch with you again if they want a reading, spirit art reading, or to buy the book? Or
it's judyhartke.com. Or they can call me 716-462-9174. But actually text me, because you know how calls are these days. You never pick up.
Is that number on judyhartke.com as well?
Yeah, all my contact information is on judyhartke.com.
So Hartke is on the title there as far as the live stream goes. It's spelled Hartke, Judy Hartke. Judy, thank you so much for coming back on again. It's great catching up, and you did it again. I don't know how you do it, but
thank you. You guys are great. The hour flies by, right?
It does. It went too fast.
When we do this next time, I'm going to send you a script for my drawings.
You're a good one. You're like way past that life.
I want to sit with the money. I want the whole thing next time. I don't want just
the crown, Judy.
Oh, you want fun? You didn't tell me you wanted a fun one. You said you wanted a good one. That was good.
Well, I got a quarter of it. I got the money part of it, but there's so much more than that. You need to read your own book. There's a lot missing from that drawing. Anyway, take care, Judy. We'll talk to you soon.
Great to see you guys.
Good night, Judy.
Bye-bye.
All right. 2 nights in a row. Look at that. Who gives you that, huh? And we toured an amazing location today may or may not be haunted that we're going to be investigating in September, 2 weeks in a row, which should be awesome. If I showed you pictures of this place, you'd be like, oh my God. But tomorrow night, if the rain doesn't wash away New Jersey, we're going to be taking the students of Centenary University for an investigation as part of their summer program. And that means we'll probably be back on probably Friday night. We have the event with Katrina on Saturday at the mine. Again, there's probably like 2 tickets left for that. If you wanted 2 or 3, New Jersey Paranormal at yahoo.com. You have to spell out New Jersey Paranormal at yahoo.com. That's this Saturday night. Sterling Hill Mine in Augsburg with Katrina Weedman from Paranormal State. Paranormal Lockdowns, Portals to Hell, but we'll probably be back on Friday to just talk about everything we didn't get to talk to during the week. Wrap up the Jay Wasley interview, which I thought was really, really cool. Yeah. Jay is awesome. Big fan of that show. Love that interview. Enjoyed this a lot. And we'll just talk about everything else on Friday. All right.
Have a good night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And please be kind to each other. Good night.
Remember, Soulmate Addiction, right?
Twin flame.